The movie Breakout begins with a picturesque backdrop of the Canadian wilderness. Jack Damson, played by Fraser, a passionate environmentalist and former prosecutor, takes his children, Jenny and Mikey, on a camping trip to bond and reconnect. Jack has been embroiled in a controversial case against corporate illegal loggers, and this trip serves as a much-needed escape from the stress of his professional life. Jack's kids are polar opposites in personality. Jenny, the elder sibling, is responsible, mature, and protective, while Mikey is carefree, curious, and often gets into trouble. Their playful banter reflects a normal sibling relationship, and the trip initially feels like a wholesome retreat. In a nearby part of the forest, the audience is introduced to Tommy Baxter, Dominic Purcell, and Kenny, Ethan Suplee, two criminals involved in an illegal logging operation. Tommy is the brains of the duo, calm, calculating, and determined to hide their activities at all costs. Kenny, on the other hand, is brash, violent, and prone to making mistakes. The tension escalates when Tommy and Kenny confront a worker who has discovered their illegal activities and threatens to expose them. Fearing repercussions, the duo murders the man in cold blood. Unbeknownst to them, Jenny and Mikey, exploring the forest, stumble upon this horrific crime scene. The children freeze in fear as they witness the murder. However, Mikey accidentally steps on a branch, creating a loud noise that alerts the killers to their presence. Realizing they've been seen, Tommy and Kenny quickly pursue the children, determined to eliminate any witnesses. Jenny takes charge, dragging Mikey deeper into the woods. The dense forest becomes a treacherous maze as the children try to stay one step ahead of their pursuers. Jenny's survival instincts kick in, and she devises ways to evade capture, such as hiding in a hollow tree and masking their tracks by wading through a stream. Despite her best efforts, the killers are relentless. Kenny's violent temper often leads him to make reckless decisions, but Tommy's calculated approach ensures they remain on the children's trail. Meanwhile, Mikey struggles to keep up, his fear and exhaustion slowing them down. Jenny's frustration mounts, but her protective instincts drive her to keep going, even as their situation grows increasingly dire. Jack realizes the danger. Back at the campsite, Jack begins to sense something is wrong when he returns from gathering firewood and finds his children missing. Initially assuming they've wandered off, he searches the nearby area, calling their names. However, when he discovers signs of a struggle near the tent, footprints, and scattered belongings, Jack's concern turns into panic. Realizing the severity of the situation, Jack's background as a prosecutor kicks in. He deduces that his children may have encountered dangerous individuals and sets out to find them. With no cell service in the remote area, Jack relies on his knowledge of the forest and survival skills. As night falls, the forest grows colder and more foreboding. Jenny and Mikey find temporary refuge in a cave, but their safety is short-lived. Kenny, driven by rage and recklessness, discovers their trail. The siblings narrowly escape when Kenny approaches their hiding spot, leading to a tense chase through the dark woods. Meanwhile, Jack comes across the scene of the murder, the body of the logger and signs of a struggle. Piecing the evidence together, he realizes his children have witnessed something dangerous and are being hunted. Determined to save them, Jack continues his search, knowing he may have to confront the killers head-on. Jack eventually crosses paths with the killers, leading to a tense standoff. Using his quick thinking, Jack manages to outmaneuver Kenny, injuring him in the process. However, Tommy proves to be a formidable adversary, using his cunning to anticipate Jack's moves. The forest becomes a battleground as Jack sets traps and uses the environment to his advantage. Jenny and Mikey, meanwhile, grow increasingly desperate. Mikey's fatigue and fear nearly lead to their capture, but Jenny's resourcefulness saves them. She constructs makeshift barriers and uses their limited supplies to slow down the killers. The final showdown occurs in a clearing where Jack, armed only with his determination and love for his children, faces off against Tommy and Kenny.